Blazing 5, been a rough year. What do you think? I'm going to stop doing this, puppy? Let's go.
That's a hot one. Let's blaze it up.
Fire it up.
It's Colin's Blazin' 5, sponsored by DraftKings. Broncos at Bengals.
Listen, I think it's my favorite bet of the week. Broncos plus 3.5. I get Sean Payton, a great offensive coach with extra rest, and I have the Bengals on a little shorter week. They played a Saturday game. I like Denver. They're 7-0 against teams with a losing record. They lead the NFL in sack differential, and that matters. They're second in the NFL in sacks because Burrow's offensive line protection is horrid. So I think Burrow's going to be under constant duress. I think Bo Nix will have more time to throw. And remember, the Bengals have yet to beat a legitimate number one quarterback this year. It's been Gardner Minshew and Will Levis and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. The Bengals' defense is bad all the way around. I think Denver take the points, wins at Cincinnati 28-27.
Raiders at Saints.
I don't bet the Saints much, but I'm going to take the Saints at home +1. Why? Any team that gets humiliated in a standalone game usually plays with intensity, especially if they're home. They're coming off a loss. They're 3-3 under their interim coach, and their losses have been to playoff teams. The Packers and the Commanders and the Rams. Listen, the Packers are beating up on a lot of people. Their defense is playing well. 10 sacks last 3 games, and the Raiders' offense is anemic. Under 20 points in 6 straight games. They've trailed by 10 points in 14 of their last 15 games this year. So the Raiders get into these huge holes. I think the Saints will play with intensity. I'm going to take the Saints +1 to win 24-20.
Jets at Bills.
I took Buffalo last week. I'm taking them again. They're 7-0 at home. They played like crud last week and still won. The Jets injury report, many of their best players are hurt. The Jets are falling apart. Listen, here's Buffalo. They don't give the ball up. You can't get to Josh Allen. 7-2 against the Jets, and they're taking the ball away. Meanwhile, the Jets outscored in the second half against the Rams 13-0. One of 6 teams. 1 versus 6, against teams with a winning record. I think they're over their depth here. I'm going to take Buffalo to bounce back. I think it's a reasonable division game. It's not a blowout, but I'm going to swallow the 9.5 points, lay the points, 28-17. Bills win and cover.
Falcons at Commanders.
This feels like a J-Mac bet. I like the Falcons +4. It's a primetime game with 2 young quarterbacks. Listen, Michael Penix, the offense is different. 8 for 14 on 3rd down. He gets rid of the ball quickly. It can move. No sacks by the Giants. And the defense is actually playing well. Raheem Morris has this defense for Atlanta playing well. 3rd in the NFL last month with 16 sacks, and they're taking the ball away. The Commanders, 4 of their last 5 wins have come by 5 points or fewer. Their defense stinks. Terry McLaurin will play, but he's banged up. The Falcons' defense is playing very well, a young defense, and Raheem Morris has got them playing intense football. Upset, baby. Falcons 30-27 upset over the Commanders.
Ohio State versus Oregon.
Well, I called it before the season. I said take the Ducks to beat them at Autzen and take the Buckeyes when they meet again. I'm going to take Ohio State -2.5. Listen, top 10 in the country in yards per play on offense and defense. Ohio State's got better players. Will Howard, criticize him all you want. 2nd highest completion percentage in the country, over 73%. 36 touchdowns. He moves okay in 9 picks. Oregon's had a long layoff. I don't necessarily love that. They could be rusty early. And Penn State dropped 37 points and almost 300 rushing yards on Oregon. I don't think you can win a natty with a bad defense. Boise State moved the ball on Oregon. Penn State, Ohio State. Ohio State's defense this season, you saw it against Tennessee. It's in a class by itself. Ohio State wins the game. I think it's going to be wildly entertaining. But I'm going to lay the points and take Ohio State 34-30. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.